Today, and I'd like to welcome you and call to order the Putnam County Board of Commissioners regular Friday, May the 2nd meeting. We will call this meeting to order at 10:01 and say welcome. It's always good to see everybody out. First on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. So do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote electronically. Voting is complete. Districts 1, 2, 3, and 4 vote aye. The agenda is now approved. Today, we're very happy to have our invocation delivered by Brandon Walton from the Bible Fellowship Church. So, Brandon, could you come forward and bring our invocation? And thank you for being here.
Hey, it's an honor to be here today. Let's pray. Father, we come before you this morning with hearts full of gratitude for this opportunity to serve this community. Lord, we recognize your sovereignty over all things, and we invite your presence into this room today. We thank you for the leaders of this county and for their willingness to lead, their commitment to justice, and the desire to see decisions made that would be a blessing to all the people they serve. We ask for wisdom, Lord, today to guide us every conversation, the peace to govern in every decision, and your presence to dwell among us. Lord, we gather not just for policies or procedures, but we remember it's about people. We are called to represent, to take care of, because you have commissioned us. So we pray for unity and integrity and humility. And Lord, we just ask for your discernment and clarity and courage to do the right thing. We come against any stronghold that may come against our community. And we speak life and freedom over all our citizens. And so today, we ask for you to move in the only way you can move. And we pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. If everyone would stand, I'm going to ask Jeff Wooten if he would lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Jeff. Before we get into the regular business meeting and have public comments while they're bringing them forward, I want to point out something to everybody here. We just got back from the ACCG, that's the annual meeting of the county commissioners around the state of Georgia. And as you know, we're 159 counties strong. And we were given a great honor. Lynn Butterworth was appointed the Clerk of the Year. Could you all give her a hand? They're holding up the plaque. And that thing is heavy. To be chosen one or top out of 159 counties is incredible, and Lynn certainly deserves everything. And we appreciate her more than anybody can even start to appreciate. I love her and tell her every day she keeps us straight and works hard. And so thank you for that hand, and Lynn, thank you. God bless you. We'll move along to public comments, and looks like we got a long list here. So let me take a quick look at it and make sure everybody is just public comment. Sometimes people list individual things they want to talk about. And this is all public comments. So the first, I'm going to go down the list as is, and you'll have 3 minutes. Please don't go over, and please don't get mad at me if I cut you off if you go more than 3 minutes. But we appreciate you being here. We appreciate your comments. First is Judy Sanders. Judy?
I'm just making sure I could see the clock. And I don't know about the speaker. So, am I okay? My name is Judy Sanders. I live at 293 Coal Branch Road. Thank you for your attention today. If I were to ask how many designated pickleball courts do we have, what would you say?
100, 150.
0. We don't have any designated pickleball courts in Putnam County.
I thought you had people playing.
Oh, people? I went more than that. We have a lot of people, over 100. But courts, we don't have any designated courts. Now, I was here at this meeting a year and a half ago, and you promised we would get pickleball courts, and that hasn't happened. I came here today because I think you're not aware of the current condition of the tennis/pickleball courts, because that's what we play on. We have 2 tennis courts. Due to the age and attempt to resurface them, they are now in bad shape. The surface is separating from the concrete, causing cracks, dead spots, and lifting. We have 0 designated pickleball courts. We have 2 tennis courts that we use as pickleball courts. We are the only county our size that does not have real pickleball courts. We invite people to play tournaments with us where we raffle off prizes and give money to charities, such as the Veterans and the Humane Society. We had 80 players at the last tournament. The players leave saying they feel sorry for us. Due to the lack of courts and condition of our courts, we are embarrassed both for ourselves and for Putnam County. We can't wait for another splosh. We're in urgent need. The money needs to come from Splosh 9. Please ask the county planners to find a way to make this happen. Pickleball is a sport that everyone can play. Seniors, families, kids, and college age. People like to play pickleball for the exercise and for the fun. It's a very social sport. There's not another sport like pickleball. You can't walk up to a tennis player and ask to join the game. But you can in pickleball. Other sports are teams. There's a lot of teams out there. Baseball, basketball. But due to the social aspect of pickleball, it will never die. It's here to stay, and it's growing. This past week, I saw 2 different bachelorette parties on the courts. One was from Florida, and one group was from Atlanta. I asked why they like pickleball, and they said that's how they meet friends. Now, these are college kids. They actually added 16 courts to the University of Georgia and added it to their PE program. So now we have pickleball at the University of Georgia. I brought 75 surveys. Oh, I'm out of time. Today. Anyway, we've been to Scott and Paul, so we're coming to you now. Please give us some courts.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next on the list is Ellen Littleton. Ellen?
To the Board of Commissioners of Putnam County, in reviewing minutes from the Board of Commission meeting started in 2019, there have been many discussions related to pickleball in our county of Putnam. As we are all aware, pickleball is the fastest growing sport in America. According to the SFIA, which is the Sports Fitness Industry Association, this has been true for the past 4 years. The Putnam Pickleball Group currently has over 300 individuals interested in actively playing pickleball. This number is actively growing as there have been other groups that have started up to help assist with the growing number of individuals interested in learning and playing pickleball. Currently in Putnam County, there are 0 dedicated pickleball courts. At the Putnam County Recreation Department, there are 2 tennis courts that have been altered to accommodate playing pickleball. This gives the growing number of pickleball players 4 makeshift outside courts. This is not adequate to accommodate the number of people interested in playing. There have been previous discussions related to new courts being built in Putnam County. Money has been spent on drawings showing new designated pickleball courts and where they would be located. What is the status of this coming to fruition? We need dedicated pickleball courts, covered resting areas, water stations, and bathrooms. As a full-time resident, taxpayer, and senior citizen of Putnam County, I'm not aware of any exercise activities being offered through the Recreation Department that meet the needs of active senior citizens. The facilitators of our pickleball group have brought numerous residents together and made them feel like part of a community. Events have been done over the years that have brought people together from surrounding counties. These events have also donated money and goods to different organizations and our community. What is Putnam County doing to help promote actively growing sports to the citizens of our community? Thank you. Ellen Littleton, District 4.
Thank you. Next on the list is Harold Young. Harold? Charles, could you pull the microphone down for him, please?
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, appreciate the opportunity to be here today and speak to you on behalf of the Putnam County Pickleball Club. I've been in the county for approximately 4 years, come from Henry County, and this is an ongoing thing with trying to have, better courts, as Judy stated, or courts for the public. Again, to reinforce everything that Ellen and Judy has said, the popularity of the sport is growing all the time. It's not going to go away. You got some wonderful citizens here that, do participate in the sport. I'm the only person in a wheelchair that plays at the present time. And they welcomed me in with open arms, which I appreciate. It's a very all-inclusive sport. I also, though, would like to bring a little different aspect of the game and for your consideration. This is an avenue to bring younger, perhaps disabled children, don't necessarily have to be in wheelchairs. They can be. The sport certainly, accommodates people in wheelchairs, and even rules that apply that integrate very well with the able-bodied game. I come from a background of tennis, and yes, you can ask a tennis player the score and we'll answer. But this is a more sociable sport. I've been here for 4 years. I know about 5 of my neighbors. I know about 200 pickleball players. And that's the social aspect. Going back to the children, though, this is an opportunity for them also to be incorporated. They'd be welcome, I have no doubt at all. And I can't even begin to tell you what that would mean to them and the other side, the people, able-bodied people, interacting. The game is, I don't know if any of you are involved in sports and have ever played, but I've played tennis with many, many able-bodied people over the years. And it's good for them, good for me, because that little awkwardness that we always have when we meet somebody that's a little different from us, it goes away. And that second bounce that I get that they don't have, then they learn real quick to adjust to the game.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next on the list is Renee Bergdorf. I'll get it out, Renee. I know Renee well. Renee, please come forward.
Thank you, Commissioners. We are here today. I'm Renee Bergdorf, President of Thunder Valley Owners Association, about the commercial development in Thunder Valley because of the negative impact that will potentially affect the residential community. And I'm here today to ask you to listen and get involved. So I want to start by saying that the residents of Thunder Valley fully understand the commercial land has been commercially zoned for a very, very long time, and it's going to be developed. There is absolutely no disputing that. Mr. Larry Clack was the sole owner and developer of Thunder Valley back in the day when it started. On November 7th, 1995, he stood before the Board of Commissioners to ask for a portion of Thunder Valley to be rezoned from residential to commercial. The minutes from the meeting, that meeting, reads as follows. And Tom, if you'll give them a copy for the record. Approve request by Larry Clack to rezone property on Greensboro Road between Clack Circle and Thunder Road from R1 to C1 with the stipulation to limited access off of Clack Circle and no access to Riverside Drive and Thunder Road. There were no objections. Request was approved, rezoned. As you can see, the site plans that you can share with your neighbor that have been posted by the current developer of the commercial land clearly violates this, clearly. As you can see, Thunder Point, a new road, is slated to begin on Thunder Road while extending to Riverside Drive. In addition, Scott Road Extension feeds all the way into Riverside Drive as well. You now have 2 commercial roads dumping into Riverside Drive. That's a total of 3 exit entryways into the roads of Thunder Valley, which clearly violates the conditions, the rezoning conditions by Mr. Larry Clack. Again, Thunder Valley is not here to dispute the commercial development. We are here today to support Mr. Clack in the 1995 BOC rezoning conditions. That's what we're here for today. And so, we're at a critical point because the trucks are out there this morning. In the future of our families and the safety is in concern. That we bought a house and that we've spent all this money to live there, and we want to be able to live in harmony and in safety. There are ways that this commercial property can be developed while minimizing the impact to the residents and our public roads for our neighborhood. But first, the commissioners must step up and approve and review and have some discussions, and let's talk about this before it's too late. I hope I hear back from you.
Thank you. Next on the list is Tom Parham. Tom?
I'm here also to voice my concerns over the planned commercial development adjacent to Thunder Valley. But perhaps most importantly, I'm requesting the commissioners to do the right thing and ensure that the code of ordinances is enforced. As Renee said, we acknowledge that the property is zoned commercial, but now it's time to protect our neighborhood. Mr. Hershey, I know you know what I'm talking about. You and I spoke 4 years ago when Thunder Valley supported you, not only financially, but with our votes. And Mr. Sharp, I know you know what, you and I have talked a dozen times over the last few years. And in fact, the last you said to us, said, as long as you're in office, you're not going to allow a commercial extension to come into Thunder Valley. We need to enforce Code Section 66-34 that calls for a 50-foot buffer between C1 and residential. We need to enforce the required 2 rows of evergreens to be planted in between the commercial and the residential surface. Section 66-104 requires a 50-foot setback and a screened privacy fence. But as Renee pointed out, it's also noted that the developer is intending to extend Scott Road into Riverside Drive and also build an interior road connecting Riverside Drive and Thunder Valley, or Thunder Road, right in the heart of our subdivision. And this can't be the case. Code Section 2865 clearly states Street extensions shall connect developments of similar uses only as defined by the zoning ordinances. Further, as Renee pointed out, when that property was rezoned to commercial in 1995, there was to be no commercial access onto Thunder Road and Riverside Drive. Look at the minutes. It was unambiguous. And I quote, "No access to the commercial property from Riverside Drive and Thunder Road." Code also states that traffic loading on the existing roads must be considered. Mr. Sharp, you were privy to the traffic study we did a few years back, where we found that if we extend Scott Road into Riverside Drive, those 21 businesses were going to generate approximately 32,000 vehicles into our residential neighborhood per week. Now, with another, 15, 20 businesses going in and 2 more extensions, it could be 60, 70,000 commercial vehicles per week, including delivery trucks and tractor trailers coming into Thunder Valley. This traffic volume will easily exceed the design specifications of the existing street, and code says that you can deny, and I would suggest you have an obligation to deny access.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next on the list is Lisa Parham, I think. Yeah, Peterson. I'm sorry, I couldn't quite read the.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, thank you for the opportunity to share my thoughts and concerns with you today. We've owned our home on Thunder Road about 15 years. My husband and I chose to make this area our permanent residence 5 years ago. Over the past 5 years, we have seen traffic increasing in our community. Renovations and beautiful landscaping and refilling your propane tank require the presence of trucks, trailers, and other vehicles. This is a normal reality of life. But this is a really small neighborhood, just 3 streets. We religiously walk our dogs twice a day. I think some of our neighbors probably think we're crazy because they see us walking our dogs in every kind of weather. But we love walking our dogs because it gives us the chance to enjoy our community and meet our neighbors. This is what turns those 3 streets of Thunder Valley into a community, these connections with our neighbors. Sometimes we've been concerned about our safety on our walks. Occasionally, it's actually quite frightening. Distracted drivers, speeding cars, people who just don't seem to acknowledge our presence. With a complete lack of sidewalks, there's nothing we can do to avoid being hit by someone. A few times we had to quickly jump into someone's yard or an empty field out of fear for our safety. My husband and I and our dogs and my Thunder Valley neighbors need to be safe in our neighborhood. But this safety requires that vehicles entering and leaving this commercial property have no access to Thunder Road or Riverside Road, where so many of us regularly walk or run or bike with our dogs and our kids and our visitors. Our neighborhood streets were simply not designed for this increased level of commercial traffic. I acknowledge that the property in discussion is commercial and was always going to be developed. We understand and accept that this development will affect the character of our neighborhood. But we also want to maintain the simple principle that we should be able to walk safely within the boundaries of our neighborhood. I ask that you please ensure the design of this development keeps additional vehicle traffic off our streets. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today.
Thank you. Next on the list is Connie Johnson. Connie?
Good morning. I am Connie Johnson, and I live at 147 Thunder Road. I want to talk to you this morning about the lot. When you turn into Thunder Road, on the right, the first lot is 102 Thunder Road. Part of that was sold to the Georgia DOT for the widening of 44, which left 1.8 acres still a residential lot. I understand that the developer wants to put a retaining pond on that residential lot to offset the water that will come from the commercial property. It is a residential lot, so how can a retaining pond be put there right in our neighborhood? The residents of Thunder Road don't want that to be the first thing that you see when you come into our neighborhood. Also think about the fact that Thunder Valley is the first subdivision when you come from Greene County. All the new people coming in, that's what they will see first thing, a retaining pond. We just don't want that in our neighborhood. And I want to ditto everything that everybody said here before. We think Thunder Valley is the best kept secret on Lake Oconee, and we want to keep it that way. Please consider what all we've said today, and let's have some conversations. We would love to have a conversation with the developer. Y'all can request that, and we'd appreciate it if you would. Thank you.
Thank you. Excuse me for that, I was making notes. Next on the list is Sherry, and it's at Donovan, okay, thank you.
A lot of this might be repetition, but here goes. The proposed developments along the front of Thunder Valley submission are not a surprise to the Thunder Valley residents. We have known that the property would eventually be developed. However, with this restructured development, there will be impacts to county residents that the commission, that's you guys, can and should consider. Besides the increased traffic on our roads and that others have already mentioned, commercial businesses come with vastly increased light and noise pollution. The commissioners would be fully in their power to set limits on noise pollution and to require that all commercial development comply with smart dark sky approved lighting so that we don't lose the basic appeal that attracts people to our lovely lake setting. People come here, own here, and rent here because of this natural setting of quiet lake life and the ability to see and enjoy the night sky. We ask the commissioners to consider these factors in deciding future plans for our fast-growing community. Dark sky and quiet places can only exist if we take small first steps. I have brochures for each of you from the International Dark Sky Association, and we'll be glad to work with the Commission on lighting ordinances that will protect not only our health and well-being, but also plants, animals, and bird behavior in future years. First of all, the equipment has already been delivered into Thunder Valley for these road extensions. The time is of the essence to review, and it doesn't meet current zoning. And last, we need the commissioners to do a full review before it proceeds. You have the power, and we need your help. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next on the list is Tracy Abar. Am I saying that right? Abar? It's Abar. Abar. The long A.
Yeah, that's me. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We're going back to pickleball. Pickleball is the fastest growing sport in the country right now because anybody can play regardless of skill level or age. Right now, we have 4 courts that are on top of tennis courts for use to the hundreds of players in this county. But I want to tell you about my experience at the Putnam courts. I started my pickleball adventure at the courts in Madison, where as a beginner, I was made to feel less than welcome. I came to Putnam and my world changed. It really did. I was welcomed and encouraged and became part of a new community. This group works to improve the lives of not only the people who play pickleball, but also the community where we live. Events are held with the proceeds going to charitable organizations. Our last event not only provided gameplay for 80+ people, it raised $4,000 for the Humane Society, found one dog a forever home, and gave an elementary school a therapy dog that greets the children every morning and provides comfort all day long. What more can you ask for? More courts mean more opportunities to help more people in our community. Isn't that what community is all about? Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Harold Jones. Harold? I don't need to speak. Okay, so you're passing. Next is David Field.
Hi, my name is David Field. I'm here to talk about the pickleball courts, but I want to let everybody know my heart goes out to the people at Thunder Valley, and I hope you'll consider, everything that's said about their development and how it's going to impact them. We moved to Putnam County, been here since 2014, came full-time in 2019, retired here. I want to thank the board for this opportunity to speak about what we believe is an opportunity to increase the attractiveness of Putnam County to its current and future residents. I'd like to just make a few key points. Currently, there's over 45 million people playing pickleball. That means about 1 out of every 7 people. Pickleball has grown over 220% in the last 3 years. Just this week on NBC Nightly News, they had an interview with Andre Agassi, former tennis star, who's come out of retirement to play professional pickleball and to promote the sport. Pickleball is easy to learn and play and is a great social sport. As a retired seniors in this area, it's difficult to meet and socialize with other people unless you live in one of the gated communities. Pickleball has provided my wife and me a great way to stay healthy and meet people and make great friends. We have found that as we've gotten better at the sport, we have started going to Milledgeville in Greene County due to the larger number and better courts, which attracts a larger number of players to compete with. Milledgeville is in the process of building 20 new dedicated courts and facilities. Currently, Putnam County has only 4 shared use pickleball tennis courts and no dedicated pickleball courts. Dedicated courts provide a more regulated playing surface, professional nets, which attracts more highly skilled players and is best for tournaments and competitions. Many pickleball players are going to other counties that have more courts that are dedicated. A larger number of dedicated courts attracts more players with varying skills for a better experience. Properly designed, dedicated courts require less maintenance. The temporary movable nets break down quickly and must be replaced more often. Other locations are providing a more complete social environment with covered areas to provide shade. As you know, it tends to get a little hot in Georgia at times. They have seating to watch the events and picnic tables for eating, permanent restrooms, and some even have food and beverages. There are places around the county that are providing a whole plan, around the country, I should say, providing whole planned communities around central pickleball courts and a gathering area, making pickleball the social hub. We'd like to see Putnam County catch up or even exceed the neighboring counties and set the example. A minimum of 8 dedicated courts, centrally located in a nice area with easy access, shaded area near the courts, and rest between matches and watch the event. Seating and public tables, access to filtered waters, permanent restrooms, and good lighting.
Thank you.
Establishing that, we have a great thing for our
Thank
community.
you very much.
Thank you.
Time. Next is Barb Vargo. Barb?
Make this short and sweet. Thank you. I'm on Cluseberry Road. Very happy. Thank you so much for the roads.
Our pleasure. Bill Vargo.
Good morning. After attending several town halls for over the Helms Farm deal, I got to say it doesn't change my mind that I'm not for the tax abatement. I feel it would be a liability and not an asset to the community. So that's about all I got to say about that. But in regards to the pickleball courts, I'm not a fan for or against them. What I'd like to state is we have a lot of ball type sports that the county subsidizes now in the recreation department, so forth, so on. We've got tennis courts that are laying idle because of a sport that was back in its day was famous, like pickleball is becoming. Maybe renovate some of those. Like the previous gentleman said, there's 20 new courts coming in Milledgeville, and I believe there's 20 plus more going in at Greene County as we speak. So is the community going to become overrun with pickleball courts? Are they going to become vacant in the future? I don't know. It's just a question. But I would like to propose something for a moneymaker that's more popular, believe it or not, than pickleball sport, and that's motorsports park. I'm going to use the big example in Georgia is Atlanta Motor Speedway. Did you know they generate over $4 million per race in tax revenue? That's a big chunk of change. That facility generates $450 million per year overall for the community, Henry County. I think our fire chief may know them numbers as well, so he could attest for that. But I would like to see if the county's going to subsidize something on a motorsports park. The closest one's over 2 hours any which way. The biggest one is 3.5 to 4 hours from here. And they pack the stands there weekly. They have events there almost every day. And they just took this facility over about a year ago. So it's blossoming, and it's a great income for the tax income for the county. And not looking at it just from a tax view, if it's generating that kind of tax money, how many people do you think come to these facilities to help generate that amount of money? Mr. Sharp and I spoke about this about a year ago, and he thought that was a great idea. I'd like to see you guys consider something on that aspect. Maybe not as big as Atlanta Motor Speedway, of course, but something to replace Atlanta Dragway, which got succumbed to development, CPUD development up there a couple years ago. So that leaves a big vacant spot in our area, and an ideal spot. We've got plenty of acreage out here that wouldn't bother anybody. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Bill. That concludes the public comments. All 13 have spoken. Moving along on the agenda, we move forward to the consent agenda. That is item number 6. And on the consent agenda today is approval of the minutes of April 15th, 2025 regular business meeting, and approval of minutes April 25, 2025, the call meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I wish to handle item B under the consent agenda separately.
So we have a request to remove item B from the consent agenda. Do we need to vote on that, Mr. Attorney, or I think we just remove it and move forward, correct?
Yeah, you just want to handle it separately? That's fine.
We're going to handle it separately. So we have a motion on the floor to remove the approval of minutes from April 25th call meeting and approve the minutes of April 15th, 2025. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Okay, now the motion and the second is to approval of minutes of April 15th, 2025. I'm sorry? Yeah, we did. Mr. Hersey made the motion. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I? Okay, I need a motion to approve the consent agenda having item A by itself.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the minutes of the April 15th, 2025 regular business meeting.
Is there a second to that?
Second.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I thought he had made the motion. And having a motion and a second, is there further discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask you to vote electronically, and it is approving the consent agenda for item A, approval of minutes of April 15th, 2025, the regular business meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I misunderstood. I do have a comment about the approval of minutes of April 15th.
Okay, we can go back and have your comment.
Okay. I would just like to propose, in addition to the minutes, I think it's imperative that minutes make clear why certain motions were or were not approved and why certain amendments were put forward. And I would like to insert the following sentence. After the text Commissioner McElhaney called for the question, I would like to insert the following. Staff confirmed that it would not be possible within the county's R2 development standards to build more than 3 residences on this property. Property owners are free to develop their land within the terms of the applicable zoning. And I can send you that text.
Okay, so what you'd like, your comment is you want to alter the motion, I believe.
No, I simply want to alter the minutes. Make that addition to those minutes.
So you need to move.
Your pointer's on. I'm not sure we're handling that right.
Mr. Chairman, I believe that minutes are a recording of actions taken, and the comments are not appropriate to be
That's
placed
a matter
in the
for
minutes.
discretion, not requirement.
No, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes,
So
it is.
The attorney, please.
I believe there's a vote on the, or a motion on the floor to approve the April 15th minutes. It was seconded. There was discussion. It has been moved and seconded, so there could be a vote. During discussion, it was suggested that they be amended. There would need to be a motion to approve the minutes or to amend the minutes with that language. And that would need to be moved, seconded, and voted upon.
Okay, well, I so moved.
So now what you're doing is you're making a motion, you're altering the motion, and to add to the minutes of April 15th, 2025, your comment, which you read, and we can give. Do you have that, Lynn? Okay, if you can read your.
Okay, so I make a motion to amend the minutes from April 15th, 2025, to add the following after the text reading Commissioner McElhaney called for the question. I'd like to add, staff confirmed that it would not be possible within the county's R2 development standards to build more than 3 residences on this property. Property owners are free to develop their land within the terms of the applicable zoning.
Okay, everybody understand the alter? Okay, is there a second to that? Second. We have a motion and a second. Is there further discussion? Okay, hearing none, we will vote. Now, do we want to vote electronically or verbally? I think we need to do verbally. This will be verbal. So we'll start with District 1. If there's no, first off, is there any other discussion? We had a motion and a second.
Mr. Chairman, I
Yes.
would just reiterate the fact that the minutes should reflect actions taken, and commentary is not appropriate to be placed in the minutes.
Other discussion?
I mean, we should clarify this point, but my understanding is the minimum standard is motions and amendments and votes, and there's no bar on additional commentary. And I'm simply adding the commentary for the series of motions and votes to make any sense, because without this commentary, it would make no sense, and I don't see why minutes are much use if they make no sense to the reader who wasn't in the meeting.
The attorney has a comment.
The minutes are supposed to be a reflection of what occurred at the meeting, similar to a transcript, a little bit short of a transcript, but to state what occurred at the meeting, and adding things in that did not occur at the meeting or that were not said at the meeting is generally probably not.
This was said at the meeting.
Okay.
I'm not inserting a comment
Okay.
after the fact.
If it was said at the meeting, then it could be included in the minutes. And I wasn't there. I don't know what was said. That's my comment.
Other comments, input? Hearing none, we'll call for the question and vote. And this is for the amended, or the insertion into the minutes, as we've stated. District 1, how do you vote? District 2?
Aye.
District 3?
No.
District 3? Aye. The voting's complete, and districts 1, 2, and 4 vote aye. So we will make that addition to the minutes, And now then, I believe we have to come back and cover the original, and that is the motion to approve the minutes with that in there, correct? Don't we have to vote again?
We have a motion, Mr. Chairman, we have a motion to approve the minutes of the April 15th meeting.
That's correct. We got to deal with that.
Yes.
And we had a motion and a second. Is there further discussion on that? Hearing none, I will ask for a verbal vote once again. And District 1?
Aye.
District 2?
Aye.
District 3?
Aye.
District 4? Aye. Districts 1, 2, 3, and 4 vote aye. Item A is approved. Now we move to item B on the, and that was on the consent agenda. Item B, we move forward with, and this is approval of the minutes of April 25th, the call meeting, and Commissioner Hersey asked to have that removed. Before we discuss it, I'll try to get a motion on the floor and a second, and then we'll have discussion. So do I have a motion to, and this would be to approve, and then it can change, but.
So moved.
And do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Now, is there discussion about the removal of the minutes? And the motion was made by you. Anything, Tom? Anything? Commissioner Hersey?
I do have two comments. First is, I think it was maybe legal, but inappropriate to hold that called meeting in Savannah at a location and time that was inconvenient for members of the public and probably for most of the employees to have comments on the upcoming or adopted health insurance programs. The second comment is simply that I was not in attendance at that meeting and therefore will recuse myself from any vote on approving the minutes.
Other comments? Yes, Commissioner.
I mean, in a similar spirit to my comment on the other minutes, I think it's important to have something of the substance of what was voted on beyond the technical details to be included. But my understanding is that those will be, they're not in the current version in the meeting packet, but there will be some clarity on why we voted the way we did, essentially the context and just some of the substantive details that I think were highly commendable, made a lot of sense. But again, the minutes as currently outlined in isolation, the reader would have no understanding of what's going on. So I just want to confirm that there will be that additional detail in an accompanying document as part of the minutes.
The handout that was given by the insurance rep, the insurance broker rep, will be included as part of the minutes.
Thank you.
It's like a little booklet that we all got. Any other comments? Commissioner Wood.
Yes, it's my understanding is the reason that that y'all had to have that meeting. I'm sorry I couldn't be there, but I son got married and I couldn't be there. But the reason I understand that we had this, that it was so that we had to have that meeting at that time is because pretty much everybody would be together, and we're on a timeline to get this approved so that I think it's 300 people, and we need to be at the top of the list to be approved at a certain time. If not, we might get left out. If I ain't mistaken, it's the end of this month, and being at the top of the list, they're going to look at you first. And we didn't want to be on down the line to not be considered in this in this group of people. Insurance is hard enough to get as it is, and really try to get one at a good price package. They had to go ahead and do this. That's my understanding. And I've been paying individual insurance all my life. Insurance is an important thing. You have to get the best deal you can. And that's pretty much my understanding of the situation. I hope I explained it to the masses in plain terms, but I appreciate y'all listening. Thank you.
Is there other comments?
I mean,
Just to build on
what Commissioner Wooten said, I was at the meeting and I was very heartened by the thoroughness of the discussion. It's a complicated issue, it's a big ticket item, but there's limited choices available to us. But I was impressed at how thoughtful everyone was, how informed the discussion was. All my questions were answered. Ideally, yes, it would take place here in public as normal, but as Commissioner Wooten said, there are some time constraints. There's some advantages to doing it in Savannah where all the commissioners from around the state are there, all the brokers are there, and there's some risks if we don't take action at that early opportunity to it then having negative consequences down the road in terms of insurance running out or employees having to pay more out of pocket than would be expected. So it's not ideal, but I think on balance it was the right way to handle it, and I was very reassured having attended the meeting. I thought we made a good decision, we got a good plan, and the county's very generous when it comes to these benefits, and it's a key recruitment and retention tool, and we have good staff here and we want to keep them here, and this is one way to do it. So if anyone has concerns, I'm happy to talk about it privately, but I was very reassured and heartened by the process. Thank you.
Thank you. Other comments? Yes, Commissioner McElhaney.
To echo what Commissioner Garrett said, he's exactly right. Very well laid out package for the employees. I was very surprised at the minimal cost for the employees, which I was glad to hear. Great slides, told a story. They'll be part of the package and be available. I think the county did a great job with improving that.
Very good. Others? Hearing none.
Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to reiterate the fact that if there were time constraints on this, that the called meeting could have been held here in Putnam County when everybody, including the employees and the public, could have participated and heard the presentations, which I have heard in the past, and I think they are excellent presentations by the carrier. So I would just again say I think it was one of those instances where a called meeting in Putnam County should have been held, and rather than holding it at a site that was inconvenient for most people.
Commissioner Wooten.
Yes, sir. This meeting has been held in the same way for the last 3 or 4 years, and we're going to be the best deal that we can to these people, for our employees, and they got a great insurance package. I told my brother, he works for the state, had worked for the state, and he said this is pretty comparable to what, if not better than what the state of Georgia has got. And with the time constraints and everything, this has been happening, and you ain't gonna believe the people that come, our county employees that come up and say that we appreciate what that y'all helping us and getting a good deal, because they look at other counties and a good insurance policy in today's environment, it is one of the things that everybody needs. Like I said, paying individual insurance pretty much all my life. I wish I would have been a county employee years ago. I don't take county insurance because my wife's got it, but it's been very nice having somebody else pay my insurance for me, and with my wife, a dedicated employee. But I sure appreciate y'all. Y'all take care.
Any other comments? Hearing none, we'll call for the question. I believe we can vote electronically. Please vote electronically. And the motion is to approve the minutes, April 25th, 2025 called meeting. Voting is complete. Districts 1, 2, and 4 vote aye. District 3 abstains. The motion carries. So the consent agenda is now approved. Moving forward, item number 7, I'd invite George Kelichek to come forward. And he's been here before, and he always gives us a great presentation. And this is a land use assessment presentation.
Mr. Sharp, did you say land, L-A-N-D?
It says land use assessment.
Yeah, land use assessment, yes. George Kelichek. I wear many different hats. I, the Taxpayer Association around the world. I'm a conservationist, gentleman of sustainability, grew up on a cattle farm in Prince William County, Virginia, which there's no cattle farms or dairy farms left. It's all data centers. So I go around the state and around the United States and provide this presentation. On next Thursday night at 6 o'clock, Joe Mancusi will be presenting this information that you'll be viewing on this video from Urban 3. It is the smart aspect, the financial aspect of planning. And then I will follow up after the video regarding the sustainability and the conservation side of planning. We are working with the SBA. I was in Washington, D.C. several weeks ago. They are looking at taking this model that we've developed in Georgia for the United States. So some of the things when I go around the state is we have to look at, is this a citizen's vision of planning and sustainability or a developer? Yes, I am a real estate investor and developer here in Putnam County and a homeowner. Proud of it. But we have to make sure that we have the best playbook possible. So I will provide you this video, I'll let you watch it, and see what smart financial planning is all about. If you could play the video, Lynn.
This is the city of Lafayette, Louisiana. It's a pretty typical mid-sized American city. Like most American cities, it has that one nice old building that didn't get bulldozed in the 60s. And like most American cities, it's broke. It's full of aging infrastructure in desperate need of repair and not enough money to maintain it. But unlike most American cities, Lafayette acknowledged this fact and requested the help of Strong Towns and Urban 3, a consulting company that helps cities better understand the economic impact of development. Their analysis in Lafayette uncovered a harsh reality that should be a wake-up call to every municipality in North America, as well as any city emulating the American car-centric style of development. Well, let's back up a bit. In a previous video in this series, we discussed how two identical lots in the same city have very different property tax revenue. In this example, a 100-year-old commercial block built in the traditional style of development drastically outperformed a shiny new development created in a modern car-centric style. But despite the differences in revenue, both blocks have the same cost to the city to maintain their infrastructure. So by bulldozing an old block of shops to build this car-centric second-grade taco joint, the city was destroying its wealth. This example alone should be enough to convince anyone that the modern car-centric suburban style of development is broken, but it's worth exploring this further. Does this hold up in other cities? And what happens when we bring into account the cost of servicing these properties with roads, water pipes, sewers, etc.? And that brings us back to Lafayette. This is a map of the revenue and expenses data uncovered by Urban 3. So what are we looking at? Well, any successful business tracks its ROI, its return on investment. When making a decision between two competing projects, it's critical to know which one will result in the most revenue compared to the investment put into it. And too many projects with a negative return on investment could bankrupt a company. But in order to know your ROI, you need to know two things, your revenue and your expenses. Urban 3 created a kind of municipal return on investment for Lafayette. This map shows the municipal revenue per acre. So why per acre other than the fact that Americans can't use metric? Well, every property in the city needs services, and the majority of services get more expensive the more spread out they are. Roads are the obvious example. The farther a parcel of land is from everything else, the more asphalt is needed to get there. In worst case scenario are cul-de-sac, which are basically just city subsidized driveways. This also applies to water infrastructure, sewers, and all other physical infrastructure, as well as the cost of policing, fire department coverage, and even the cost of providing education. But while per area revenue is actually quite a good approximation, Urban 3 wanted to fully understand these expenses. So they painstakingly calculated the cost of services for each parcel of land in Lafayette. It looks something like this. This shows every area that's a net positive for the city in gray, and every area that's a net negative in red. And here it is in 3D. This analysis has some fascinating results. The first is that downtown is wildly profitable. This is a bit surprising because there's nothing particularly remarkable about downtown Lafayette. It's certainly not bad, but you'd never know from looking at these pictures that this is the economic engine of the city. While places like this are a drain on city finances. But this shouldn't be too surprising when you think about it, because there's an insane amount of asphalted infrastructure here for a very small number of shops. And they did it over multiple years. You can move down this way and watch the Toys R Us go out of business. Most of these profitable gray areas are the historical neighborhoods built along the river. But one of the biggest spikes is this place, a modern mixed-use walkable neighborhood called River Ranch. Places like this are a net positive for the city. One of the most shocking discoveries that Strongtown's discovered is that the replacement cost of all of the infrastructure in Lafayette, something that you would expect to happen over about one generation, was about $32 billion. And that's just infrastructure, not all the other everyday costs needed to run. The existing tax base was much smaller than that. In order to bridge the difference, Strongtown's calculated the average family in Lafayette would see their tax bill go from about $1,500 per year to $9,200 per year. But the median household income in Lafayette was only $41,000 at the time. There's simply no way that can happen. But those simple averages are hiding the bigger picture of who's subsidizing who. Because these gray sections are the poorer areas, while these red areas are significantly wealthier. So here's a fun quiz. Which of these two neighborhoods is subsidizing the other? Number 1 or number 2? Yeah, it's the first one that's subsidizing the second. The poorest people in Lafayette are consistently subsidizing wealthy suburbanites. But I don't want to pick on Lafayette here. As I said at the beginning, there's nothing particularly unique about Lafayette, and these results are typical for most American cities. Well, I guess in Lafayette, the suburban sprawl is built on former wetlands, which results in unusually high costs for stormwater management, but otherwise... So let's look at another city that's not literally built on a swamp, Eugene, Oregon. Here's the Urban 3 map of taxable value per acre. Once again, downtown is clearly visible. And here's the 3D map of revenue compared to expenses. It's still obvious where downtown is, but you might be wondering about this little pop over here. This is Crescent Village, a modern mixed-use development, because once again, these kinds of mixed-use walkable neighborhoods financially outperform car-dependent every single time. By the way, here's what that 3D map of Eugene looks like from below. The red spikes correspond almost perfectly to modern car-centric suburban developments. A visual reminder that car-dependent suburbia is being subsidized by productive urban places. The data from Urban 3 makes the subsidies visible, and it makes it very clear who's subsidizing who. In Eugene, Urban 3 analyzed 9 categories of development: residential, mixed-use, and commercial in low, medium, and high density. And here's what the average revenue for the city looked like after taking into account the servicing of these properties. In the case of Eugene, the low-density suburban housing is being subsidized by everything else. People may look at this and say, but I want to live in a low-density single-family home, and that's fine, but only if you're also willing to pay for it. But there's a bigger problem. This is what the land use map looks like for Eugene, Oregon. The majority of land is zoned exclusively for single-family residential, which means that the majority of properties in the city are a net negative to city finances. And this is a pretty typical result for an American city. When you see results like this, is there any surprise that American cities are broke? Here's the tax revenue per acre for this way because of modern zoning and other car-centric regulations. Of course, these mathematics apply outside of America as well. Here's a map of Auckland, New Zealand. You can clearly see the increased city revenue along transit lines. And you need to zoom out significantly to see downtown because it is so financially productive. So what do we do with this information? Well, our cities, through their policies, can decide what kind of developments they encourage. The city of Guelph in Ontario, Canada, not far from my hometown, is an excellent example. In 2013, Guelph needed more movement. Like all Canadian cities, they were considering expanding their borders and sprawling. But after running this kind of ROI analysis, they decided to focus on infill developments by making it cheaper and easier for developers to create buildings that encourage walkable neighborhoods, like this one. Here's what the revenue per hectare because Canada looked like for Guelph in 2013. Not bad. In general, Canadian cities are better with their finances than American cities. But here it is in 2016 and 2019. This is what a financially solvent city looks like. So which path will the financially struggling American cities choose for their future? They can decide to make it easy to build mixed-use walkable neighborhoods, making good use of land and encouraging walking, cycling, and public transit. Or they can build more of this garbage and go back. I'd like to thank my supporters on Patreon who pay me to mathematically annihilate the suburbs in 3D. If you like this kind of content, check out Strong Towns and Urban Creek. And if you really like this kind of video, visit patreon.com/notjustbikes.
George?
Well, I think in 10 minutes you get the picture. It's very amazing. Let me point out this is, you know, Abe Lincoln in 1862 said we need to think anew. Well, we need to continue to think anew. Jeff, cost per acre, revenue per acre, you and I know about it because we're farmers. So we have to make sure that our paradigm, our vision of our future of Putnam County and all 159 counties are headed in the right direction. DeKalb County has just accepted a proposal from Urban 3, Clark County, Rockdale County. Folks, I drive down here quite often. I can see what's happening to this county. Remember, from 2018 to 2023, you have to look at taxation. If you're in the city, the county, and the public school system, your taxes went up 121.3%, while Social Security only went up 23%. So you have to look at smart planning to pay for these costs, such as pickleball courts. Is it planning and development? Or is it planning and sustainability? What is the vision of these? I was a high school and college quarterback. I had a good playbook. You're the quarterbacks of this county. We have to make sure that we work with our city leaders, our school leaders, to develop the gold standard of development from a financial standpoint, but then also, and we will leave these, community-based designs for our neighborhoods. VillageHabitat.com. DeKalb County only has 3% of undeveloped land left. So they paid and invested to have a complete comprehensive land use assessment so they could see exactly what they have left and where do they want to go with their future land use map. What I see across the United States is a bunch of calcified thinking ordinances and amendments time after time after time. You can also invest in Village Habitat and have an assessment done of every tax parcel that you have. Is it productive? Is it non-productive? What do we want to do in the future? From a conservation sustainability standpoint, What is your tree ordinance? I see a lot of clear cutting in this county. What if you had a tree preservation ordinance? So I'll leave you with just a few closing comments. 1 mile of a roadway is $1 million. That's just to build it. What is it to maintain it? Yes, we're working with the Georgia Forestry Commission, USDA, Small Business Administration, your Department of Natural Resources, and the Department of Agriculture. So slow down a little bit. Let's invest some money. Under $200,000 to have these 2 assessments done for Putnam County and the city of Eatonton and our school system. Remember, you're the quarterbacks. Do you want a good playbook, or do you want to continue to amend and look at different ordinances? I'd much rather have a good playbook. Again, next Thursday night from 6 to 8, Joe Mancusi will be in Athens, Georgia at a town hall meeting presenting all this information. You're free to come, pick his brain. He's a great, great guy. But you have to look at your expenses versus your revenue. The smarter you plan, the better off we will be and be able to keep our taxation for our citizens that are here and coming to this county. So I will leave you with, as my dad told me one time, if you surround yourself with people that are smarter than you, you'll spend less time and less money being more successful. So yes, this is engagement here today. I love to see all these citizens here. I've had a lot of questions. Miss Lynn is going to give you all of these handouts for you that I've presented today. So with that, bikeability, sustainability, walkability. Remember in 1907, Henry Ford brought the car here and turned us into a car-centric society. You know, in Europe, 1/3 less vehicles. So let's take some time. Let's make sure we're doing the right thing. I'm just the messenger, and I'm here to help you in any way I can. Thank you very much.
Thank you, George. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming. Item number 8 is
Mr.
approval.
Chairman, can I just make a comment?
Yeah, you may.
George, thank you for those remarks. I've seen you present before. I'm glad you're back. You may or may not know that Commissioner Hersey recently, we made a motion and we approved it to have a open county-wide discussion about development because of some of these related concerns. And I'm not sure we've scheduled that yet. Is that right? No, not yet. But once we do, we'll let you know, and it'd be great if you could come. Thank you.
Other questions or comments of George? Commissioner Wooten?
I just want to thank him for being here first. But you said something about Rockdale County. I remember when Rockdale County had just about as many dairy farms and very regular farming. There was a dairy, trying to think of the name of it, Jersey Farm, right at the base of Stone Mountain. And Henry County, big farming. Newton County was big in farming. And I did not realize that Rockdale County has got, was no more developable land than what it is. I thank you for bringing it to us. Thank you.
And George, you and I have been in communication for a long time, and I appreciate it. I'm very much interested in what you had to say, and don't disagree. Thank you. Well, we'll move along now to item number 8. This is approval of FY 2025 budget amendment number 1. Jennifer, I believe you're here, and if you could come and tell us about the budget amendment.
So I sent you all an email yesterday just briefly explaining what the amendment is. So I'm here for any questions. Does anyone?
Everyone had an opportunity to look at this. Is there any questions?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Let me just make sure that I understand that we are taking money out of the fund balance
Yes, sir.
to adjust, make this adjustment.
Yes, sir. not the full amount. I think it was $105,561.
From the fund balance.
Yes, sir.
Right there. And the total was 221,038, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Commissioner.
And Jennifer, we exchanged some emails, and I looked at your response very briefly, but I didn't really absorb it. So I asked you about the donations item. What is that?
So that donations line item, the $6,515, a majority of it comes from a refund that we received from a prior year expense, so it went to the donations line item. That was $6,014.14 from Interfor, and it was reimbursement for signage. And then there was a $500 donation from the fire department, and then $1.25 that a gentleman had paid over for a vehicle that he bought on Gov Deals, and he had brought exact change and was like, just keep the change. So we put the $1.25 to donations.
Okay. So a couple of true donations and then some other things put in that category.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Other questions? Hearing none, I will ask for a motion to approve of FY 2025 budget amendment number 1 in the total of $221,038 and $105,561 coming from the fund balance.
So moved.
We have a motion and we have a second.
Second.
A motion and a second. Is there further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the electronic vote. Voting is complete. Districts 1, 2, 3, and 4 vote aye. The budget amendment number 1 has been approved. Thank you, Jennifer. We appreciate you. Thank you. Item number 9 is approval of vehicles proposed for surplus. Paul, could you give us the information on the surplus?
These are the sheriff's vehicles that he's willing to sell on Monday if this gets approved.
So basically, it's cars and a camper. Okay, gentlemen, I'll entertain a motion for approval of the vehicles proposed for surplus that are shown on there, and I will not repeat them all, but they're there.
So moved.
Is there a second? Second. A motion and a second. Is there further discussion?
Let me
Yes,
just
Commissioner.
make sure the public understands that all of these vehicles were actually bought with confiscation funds and are not purchased from taxpayer dollars. Is that correct, Paul?
You are correct, Commissioner. They are purchased with seizure funds, and that Howard has previously purchased them, and he will dispose of them, and that's why we're here today.
Any other questions? Hearing none, we'll call for the question. Vote electronically, please. Voting is complete. Districts 1, 2, 3, and 4 vote aye. The vehicles are approved for surplus. Item number 10 is a report from the county manager. Paul?
It's just a couple things. Again, congratulations to Lynn, and I'm going to even give you some more good news if the would step forward and tell them how good their ISO rating is now. And then once he's done, that's all I have.
So we did receive the report back from ISO this week. Our ISO rating will be moving from a 5 to a 4, which is a good increase. Yes. A good increase. We gained some points in some areas and lost some in some others. If you guys want to see the total breakdown of it, I have it online in my office. I'll be glad to show you the report. The official report hasn't come back yet. It's available to us on their website. It takes effect on August the 1st of 2025. So if your insurance renews after that, you might want to let your agent know. You should get a little better rate.
I would ask you to, when that final report comes out, to not only put it out to each of us, but to put it, give it to Stephanie to be put on our website, and then each of us can talk to our insurance agents. because that should be, our insurance ought to drop.
Yes, sir. It ought to drop. They came and evaluated us in December, and we just got the results this week, go in effect August the 1st.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you to you guys. Y'all made it possible.
Chief, just a clarifying question. I was in a course recently, and they were talking about this, and I looked up Putnam County, and it must have been out of date because it gave us a 7. So, but just speak to where we've come from. Where were we a few years ago on this rating, and we're down to a 4 now?
So I'm not sure when we were a 7. I know we were evaluated in between 2016 and 2018 under Chief Hill, and that's when we achieved the 5 rating. I can't speak honestly to what it was before that, but we've been a 5 since then. And if you look at this in the packet that I have in the statistics nationwide, the vast majority or the highest group of departments are a 5. So we're getting on the above the average side of it now. So we're definitely improving.
Right, and this is the fruits of the investment you've been making.
Yes, sir.
In the infrastructure, the equipment, the vehicles.
Well, and ISO is very complicated in what we're graded on. Our score comes, we can get 50 points from the fire department itself, which includes our apparatus, our staffing, our response times, our training and documentation of that training, and where those units are placed in accordance to the hazards of the buildings. There's 48 buildings in Putnam County that ISO identifies that are 3 stories or higher or have a required fire flow of over 3,500 gallons a minute. And we're absolutely graded on what proximity to those buildings our engines and ladder apparatus are, and what our response times are in both of those groups of vehicles to those target areas. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
40 points comes from our water system in the county. And then 10 points comes from our 911 center or emergency communications center. And then there's 5 points on there that are called bonus points that we can get for our community risk reduction programs, which are our fire safety education and how much we communicate on fire safety messages with the community as a whole. And I can show you the breakdown of what we got in each one of those categories compared to the previous evaluation.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Other comments, Jeff?
I just want to tell the people out there to, when they're reading in the paper, and you do a good job of it, Eaton does a good job of it, is the response times. I mean, the response times that y'all are making now is just unreal. And I hope y'all can keep that up. That's one thing, that getting there on time and knowing what to do when you get off, you're doing a good job, Tommy. You and Brad both. Thank y'all.
Yes, sir. We're geographically challenged in the fact that we cover 345 square miles out of 4 fire stations. So you can imagine that the response times is the largest hurdle that we face. We can get out of the station faster, we can process the calls faster, but we can't overcome the geography, or the travel time is going to be what it is unless we add more.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner McElhaney.
Yeah, Chief, I was able to take a ride with you. It took all day Friday.
Yes,
we
sir.
rode this entire county and looked at every station and every apparatus. And I think this is absolutely just based on your attention to detail. I was incredibly impressed with the knowledge you have of what we have here, which you should, right? So I think this rating is a direct reflection of what you do for us, and I appreciate that.
It's my goal for it to be better next time, sir.
I look forward to it.
I have one comment, and I think your training is second to none. And I certainly appreciate how you go about training, and I've had more people than one come up and say, you're the best. So thank you.
I appreciate that. Quite a compliment.
Thank you. Moving along, County Attorney, do you have a report?
No report.
We'll go down District 1.
Yes, Chairman, attended the conference last week and was able to sit and around and work with commissioners from all over the state. And I want to say that hearing what they have going on, we are in great shape. We don't nearly have the challenges they do, and I feel for them, but I appreciate what the county employees do for us, and what a great job that they do each and every day. And it just makes me feel really good to sit there and go, wow, we don't really have to worry about that. So just let the public know, when we compare ourselves to the rest of the state, we are in incredible shape.
Thank you. Commissioner Garrett.
Yes, I had the same experience and would echo those comments, and also extend my congratulations again to Lynn. And I'd also like to acknowledge all the people who made public comments today. I always think it's great when we have a lot of people come and a variety of topics, and you're all very well prepared, articulate. And I've been in your shoes many times, and I know we don't really have a formal way of acknowledging you or responding to you, but that doesn't mean we're not interested in what you're saying, that we're not listening. Miss Judy, I did get your email about pickleball, so I'll send you a response. And I don't know if there's anyone here still from Thunder Valley. I've only had limited exposure to that issue, but I'm keen to learn more. I'm going to ask some questions and make sure that we're doing our due diligence and making smart decisions. But just appreciate everyone taking the time to make comments. It does help us, and just know that we appreciate it. Thank you.
Commissioner Hersey. Commissioner Wooten.
Yeah, I want to once again say congratulations to Lynn. When I became a commissioner 5 or 6 years ago, my wife said, now he's yours to take care of. Make sure he looks neat, fix his tie, make sure he's got his shoes on the right foot and everything. And she has done an excellent job in that. And I just want to say my thanks to our two newest commissioners. They have hit in here, and they have really taken off and done really well. Just fell right there, and just a pleasure to work with. And that's about it. Thank y'all.
Thank you. My comments again. Congratulations, Lynn. We're so proud of you. And I learned something in this meeting, and it's kind of strange. There's 536 cities in the great state of Georgia. I didn't realize that. I knew there was 159 counties, but I thought that was a different thing. But I want to thank the commissioners who came to Savannah, and those that couldn't come. We're sorry they weren't there. It was a wonderful meeting. And I'm going to hope to have use some of that information and have one of the presenters come and present to the entire board. And of course, it'll be an open meeting. But today, item 13 is executive session. And I do need a motion to enter into executive session to allow us to discuss real estate.
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to enter into executive session to allow for the discussion of real estate. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote electronically. Districts 1, 2, 3, and 4 vote aye. We will go into executive session, but prior to that, I'm going to declare about a 5 to 10 minute break so we can go to the bathroom. And thank you folks for being here.